Hello and welcome back to the channel, community. If you're stopping by this channel for the first time, do me a favor. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also hit that thumbs up button for me. It helps the channel because that way YouTube will go ahead and spread the video to more people. If you can do those two things for me, I really do appreciate it. Well, let's get started on your stimulus package update for Thursday, May 14th. Now, yesterday I did a video talking about the proposed stimulus package that's sitting in the House of Representatives and is expected to be voted on Friday, May 15th, and then it will be sent to the Senate for discussion and for vote. Now, over the last couple of days, I have been reading and looking at various things online, trying to see what type of response the Republicans are having as it relates to this Democratic-backed proposal for a new stimulus package. Now, I can tell you right off the bat, the president is not happy with it. He has went on record saying that this proposal is dead on arrival. And there are many other Republican senators that are saying the same thing. So where does that leave the American people if you got one side of Congress, which is the House of Representatives, has put forth this 1,800-page stimulus proposal, but you have the other side of Congress, which is the Senate, and the president saying it's dead on arrival? Where does that leave the American people? I can tell you right now, that leaves us in a terrible situation. Why? Because we're already in May. People are hurting. People already didn't get their first $1,200 stimulus check. And now the second stimulus check is in jeopardy of not even being passed by the Senate. What will probably end up happening is it'll get to the Senate, they will shred it to pieces, and then both sides of Congress will start going back and forth trying to figure out a compromise. But that could last another 2 months before they come up with that compromise. And the only people that suffer is the American people. So let's talk a little bit about reopening, because that's one of the big key topics now. We're going to reopen the country. Well, let's think about it. When Germany reopened, they saw an increase in cases of the virus. So not a really good reopening for Germany. Let's think about our own country. Let's think about Texas, one of the largest states in our union. When Texas reopened, they saw an uptick in virus cases. What does that tell us? Well, it tells me that we can reopen all we want, but since we don't have a treatment plan, nor do we have a vaccine for this virus, you can expect to see an increase in cases. Why? Because you got 50% of the population here in the United States that says, you know something, I'm afraid of this thing, I'm gonna stay home, I'm not gonna venture out so that I don't get this virus. But you have another 50% of the US population that says, guess what? I'm going out. I'm going to restaurants, I'm gonna go out and have some fun and leisure. Yeah, I'm gonna try and stick to the social distancing guidelines, but I'm gonna live my life and do what I feel like I wanna do. So you got those two sets of population in our country. And that's not good when it comes to this type of virus. So yeah, as we reopen the country, we will see, in my opinion, an increase in cases. It's just the way it is, because this virus spreads pretty dang on easily if people are in close proximity to one another. So that's not good news. Also, when you think about the large companies out there that have benefited from these prior stimulus packages. Let's take companies like Boeing. Their CEO goes on record as saying large scale airline companies may go bankrupt. Why? Because, airlines work when people travel, when people have confidence that they can get on a plane, not get sick, and go to wherever their destination is. It also is subject to money. See, people can't travel if they have no money. And let's face it, 67% of our population of people here in the United States don't have $1,000 in savings. So how in the world, with 30 million people unemployed, how in the world are the airlines going to make it? How are they going to stay afloat? You can only lend them so much money, which the Federal Reserve or the Central Bank of the United States has done. I mean, they've lowered interest rates to zero so that these big, large companies can borrow money and be able to continue operations. But you can only do that for so long. If 50% of our population is going to stay home and not venture out in fear they may catch this virus, the airlines are going to be in trouble. And that's what the CEO of Boeing is saying. And guys, Boeing makes aircraft for these large airlines like American, United, Delta, Southwest Airlines. So if his outlook is that bleak, man, that's not a good sign for reopening the country. Let's think about let's take a look at some of the things Jerome Powell said on Wednesday, which again, Jerome Powell is the Fed chair. He is the head of our central bank here in the United States. Powell laid out the potential consequences of a weak recovery on Wednesday, warning that deeper and longer recessions leave economic scars that do not fade with time. Here are the risks, according to Jerome Powell. Household and business insolvencies weigh on growth. Basically, people can't pay their bills, more bankruptcies, more people going into foreclosure, things like that. The longer the recovery takes from our economy standpoint, the worse it is. He also goes on to say long stretches of unemployment end careers. So we got 30 million people unemployed, not good. A lot of those are permanent layoffs. Unemployed workers aren't able to upgrade their skills. Families fall deeper into debt. The loss of small businesses weakens communities. Business investment and expansion is discouraged. So all he's saying there, those are some of the risks. If we fall into a deep recession, these are some of the risks. Here's the deal, guys. The way I see it, $1,200 stimulus check is not enough. Even in this second round of stimulus package that's in the House of Representatives, it's not enough. We need more. We need a multi-month check to the American people coming. $1,200 one-time shot is just not going to be enough. It's just not. We need more. In order for our economy to survive, people have to have money to be able to spend. It doesn't matter how many businesses open up. If people don't have money to go out and spend in those businesses, it does not matter. So $1,200 is just not going to be enough. It wasn't enough in the first round. It's not going to be enough in this round of stimulus checks, if we can even get that passed. At this point, like I said earlier in the video, the Republicans are saying it's dead on arrival. There's no way we're going to vote for this when it gets to the Senate on Friday or next week. It'll be voted on Friday, May 15th in the House of Representatives, and it's expected to pass. But once it gets to the Senate, it's dead on arrival. The Republicans have already said that. We are in some turbulent times right now. What I would tell you is hold on to every penny that you have. I would be cautious of putting money in anything. I would hoard my cash, keep it on the sideline, and tighten down and be ready for a bumpy road. I don't want to say that, and I hope it doesn't come down to that, but all indications are pointing that these the political climate in our country is, you know how we do it. Republicans, Democrats, and they just fight. American people are the last thing on their priority list, in my opinion. And that's unfair. It shouldn't be that way. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing, share the video, and smash that like button. I'm going to continue to give you guys updates as I get information in. I think that's one of my things that I want to do for my community, for you guys who take the time out to watch these videos. Thank you. Stay safe, keep loving one another, and we will get through this. And I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace.